Hey there guys, welcome back to another episode of Monster Super League. It's your boy Odin, and today we're on Johncap's account. We're going to be doing an account review for him and his Astromon. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. He is part of the Escanor Leon clan, and he is the clan leader. Yeah, they do quite a decent amount of damage in Titans, so he asked for me to go ahead and review his account as well. He is Jeffrey DPS's a clanmate, so we're gonna go ahead and just start off with some of his trophy mons. So let's try and see what he's got for Light Astromon first. Then we'll go to Dark, and then we'll review his Titan teams and see what he's got. Alright, so right off the bat, Light Yuki, awesome. He is running the same setup that I have on mine and a conviction set. Almost resist is capped, 74% chance to resist, is pretty good. She does have the shield super ascension, so pretty nice. Mine ended up getting recovery down, so not too bad. Attack, resist, crit rate, attack, defense, very nice gem there, 22% chance to resist. Really good defense as well, so nice gem. And attack again, crit rate, resist, defense, pretty good luck with the gems there again. Definitely, you could definitely improve a little bit though, especially like this one for example. 21% chance to attack though, pretty solid on a crit rate gem, crit damage, very nice. Did you skill book her? You did, pretty good. Definitely work towards that last one there. You can do some skill book fusion if you have any books. Looks like probably you don't. That's all right, no big deal. You're probably using your crystal essences to get your Nat 5 skill books anyway, so that's quite alright. But Light Yuki, OP Mon for arenas. I see you're rocking a Light Cupid as well, so that's pretty solid. He does have max resist. Pretty solid defense there for sure, so that's a really nice gem setup. Broken set, guys, is perfectly viable, probably better than if you have pretty crappy substats and a bonus gem set, so definitely make sure to go for the broken set if you end up getting more stats. So nice gem here, defense with resist, crit rate, not bad at all. You got another defense gem with crit damage, resist, and crit rate, pretty nice resist, crit rate pretty good there too. Let's see what else you got here. Another defense gem, resist, crit rate, and attack. So triple defense with 57% chance to crit rate. I'd say you could probably bump that up a little bit. It's okay to give up a little bit of defense for a little bit more crit rate. But that is a perfectly viable number because you're basically getting a 50% chance to either land a crit or not. Slightly higher than 50%. You know, technically you're at 67% chance. So not bad. I mean 57% chance. Wow, I can't do math today, guys. But that's a pretty good gem setup for him. Pretty good. You're rocking some Wendigos, so let's go ahead and check these guys out. Alright, so you got, looks like 91% chance to crit rate. You could definitely improve on the crit damage, but Wendigo definitely has the crit damage leader skill, so that's totally okay. You can basically just go on. I like to rock my Wendigo as an HP attack with some defense substats because he is very squishy. Oh, so there you go. Nice defense, resist, pretty solid. Let's see what else he's got. Attack, resist, HP, defense, pretty good. And what is the last one? Attack, resist, crit rate, defense, and HP. So I could definitely see that you like to go for crit rate, attack, which is perfectly fine. That is actually a very good setup if you're brand new to the game. That's a perfectly viable way to rock some of your Astromon for sure. Make sure that you're getting your crits and you're also making sure that you have a decent amount of attack. So pretty solid for Titans as well. I think some nukers, for example, like the Wendigo, I like to rock attack crit damage, but it all depends on your substats. But I would say it's okay to give up a little bit of crit rate if you're going to be getting a little bit more damage out of your mons. But it's just on Titans, you're going for longevity, so the longer you are alive, the more attacks you'll get hit. So that crit rate, you can sacrifice a little bit of crit rate for survivability and for attack. So if you can go for attack crit damage, even if your crit rate is only like 60%, 70%, that's perfectly viable as well. Over time you'll definitely build up a little bit more as far as like your skill books, as far as like your gems, you'll find better gems to replace them as well. So, but overall, your defense there is okay. Wendigo, I think that he is very low on defense. I like to rock mine around 6,000 defense, but at least you meet the HP cap for sure, and 9,000 attack. Very good mon for nuking. So I think that's a pretty solid set for the Wendigos. You do have a light Mowgli. She is very good right now for the Dimensional Defense dungeon, so make sure you build her. She is a Dark Hunter, so pretty good for the Dark Apophis. Dark Predator as well, so very good. So yeah, guys, don't sleep on your what do you call it, your Dark Hunters or your Hunters or your Predators. They're a very good skill to have right now for the Dimension Defense, especially in the first 15 levels. So don't, you know, take these guys for granted. Definitely build them up. Johncap, make sure that you build her up. She will definitely do some pretty nice numbers for you in the defense dungeon. Oh wow, you're rocking a variant Venus. That's very nice. If you got her through the fusion, congrats. That's a very low chance to get a variant out of that fusion table. But if you're a beginning player and you ended up getting one when she was out for the first time in capture, that's awesome, man. Congrats for being an avid Monster Super League fan. Meowings, I'm saying you're rocking HP defense, probably. Let's see what you got. HP. You could definitely change some of these substats, but 40% chance of defense, that's solid for her. I do like the Meowings. I rock a like Meowings in my Fire Titan team because I do not have another Water Bast, and I do like the defense up on her. So HP, attack, defense, resist. So yeah, HP defense, I would say, which is an okay set for Meowings. What I would do though for your healers, I would actually go HP defense recovery if you can. The reason why I say that is because as your healers need to be able to heal your Astromon all the way to full every time that they get a heal off. If they're not doing that, you're gonna risk essentially your mons dying way too early in Titans, and that's something that I do see happen a lot of times with a lot of people's accounts. Still put, you know, HP defense and recovery, but they don't have enough recovery to the point where they're healing the mana every time. So that's something to keep in mind. So defense, and I'm gonna say is HP as well. Yep, HP. 20% chance to recovery though, that's pretty good on that gem. And defense, you could definitely add some recovery in here, like that HP roll down here. If you can find another replacement for that, that's not bad. Pretty good. But like I said, guys, it's just if you think back of Jeffrey DPS's account, his setups were usually HP or defense, recovery. That's a pretty good setup to have if you have huge substats like on defense the way he did. But essentially that's what you would want to go for. So for your healers, I would say try to stack at least one gem of recovery, because they will help you out a lot in healing. It may seem like you're sacrificing a little bit on your HP, but you could definitely replace one of those HP gems with a recovery gem instead, because the less health you have, with more recovery, the easier it is to get a full bar of HP. And the Titans are never going to be hitting you for, what is it, 65,000 health you have there. I mean, I could see if you were using her in the Dark Titan, you might get hit for like, you know, 50k or so. But I would say in general, you're going to be getting hit for around like 35 to 40, unless you have defense down. So I would say that if you put in a recovery gem, you'll get a little bit more healing out of your Meowings for sure. You do have a light Leo, and you also have a light John. Neither of them are built though, or maybe you're working on the light John, so that's pretty good, not too bad. You do have a Neza. Alright, so you're definitely going to want to build this Neza. Definitely try to get some chunks from her. She is very good right now in the new Dimensional Defense dungeons with that blind for the light Apophis. So definitely make sure you build her up. Oh, you also do have a light Sephiroth. He's a pretty good mon, I think, for arenas, especially on defense if you don't have anybody. I did see that you have some light Baby sharks, so definitely a great Venus replacement. If you don't have enough Venuses, baby shark is a perfectly viable mon to use. Again, I would recommend HP defense recovery on him just to make sure that you are healing all of your mons back up to full. So definitely something to consider. 25% chance to recovery though on that defense gem, that is real good. You definitely want that for sure. What do you got here? HP, crit rate, recovery, defense. Okay, you got some decent substats. You could definitely go for more resist though. I like to rock at least 50% chance to resist on top of the 30%. So you're basically going to try to rock anywhere between 70 and 85% chance to resist on the baby sharks. Because the baby shark, you can use them in the water, Titan. You can use them in the wood Titan. You can use them in the dark Titan and the light Titan as well. So I like to rock mine with a decent amount of resist because they do tend to get debuffed a lot. Or like for example, if you're using him the dark Titan, you're gonna get defense down quite a lot if you're not using resist on him. So, but HP with really good defense substats there. Nice. These are much better. Defense with recovery, resist. Okay, not bad at all, man. I gotta say, even though you're rocking a little bit more HP than I like on my healers, they're pretty good. So maybe just one change right there that you could do is maybe rock a little bit more recovery instead. But overall, those mons are really solid. You do have a light Siegfried, so let's go ahead and check him out. Alright, so had a bit of a crash there from Nox, but that's okay. We're back again. And we're going to take a look at your Siegfried. So attack, HP, defense, crit damage, and defense. Pretty good. I think you could probably find one that has crit rate though, but that is alright. Got some extra crit damage, not bad. Attack, crit rate, defense, HP, and defense. You have 17% chance to crit rate on this gem, which is pretty good. 5-star is okay too. If you can find another crit rate gems on your other one and this one, make it a 6-star with even like 7.5. So think about it, 7.5 on this one plus 7.5 on the other one. That's still technically 15%. So you'd only be losing 2% chance to crit rate, 2.5% chance or so. And you could see a little bit of a boost in your attack there for sure. So crit rate and 20% chance to attack on this gem, that is very nice, very solid. Flat end percentage on a crit rate gem is really good. So nice setup there for sure. You're rocking 100% chance to crit rate, so that's okay too. Really good. In general though, I wouldn't say you necessarily have to have a 100% chance to crit rate and your courageous strikers. You could actually sacrifice a little bit of this gem here and just throw in a 6-star gem. You kind of have to think about it like you're doing 50-50 on your damage there. So if you were to take your light Siegfried and he's only got 75% chance to crit rate, but he has, let's say, 12,000 attack, that's way better than 100% chance to crit rate and only 9,000 attack. So think about it that way. That's something that you could do to improve for sure, but I think your Siegfried could definitely hit a lot harder than this. So I think that's pretty good, but that's a very nice setup overall. You do have a Pixie too. You could definitely build her up. Pixie is actually pretty good for the Dark Titan. You can definitely book her up and she'll be a solid healer. You do have a Light Balrona, so that's very nice. I love my Light Balrona. My Light Balrona definitely was necessary to finish off the Light Tower level 100, so definitely good mon to have. So resist, crit damage, and defense, very nice substats there. You definitely like attack crit rate, which is totally fine, like I said. So crit rate, resist, crit damage, very nice. I assume you're using her in the Challengers Arena, that's why you have a lot of resist. Defense, attack, resist, HP, very nice. And she does have 95% chance to crit rate, so that's also very good. Pretty tanky. I think you could use a little bit more HP. Oh, she's only Evo 2. Gotcha. No big deal. Then you're doing quite alright, my boy. Very good stats on this light Balro. So you definitely got a little bit more to go, but I think she's totally viable. Let's see, Light Diana, very nice. She's also very good right now for the Dimension Defense Dungeon. Battle Rush, 10% recovery to HP and SP of all allies, and then Predator on the 5-star skill. You can think of her as essentially almost like a Dark Nuker, so very good mon. I would probably see if you could find a Gem of Zeal set for her. Zeal set I think is going to give her the most because it'll get a little bit of attack and crit rate. But I mean, you have pretty decent substats on here already. You could do, if you could find a Zeal with attack crit damage, she'll do some serious damage for you in the Dimensional Defense Dungeon. You do have a Light Odin, so it's pretty cool. She will be getting her Super Evolution here soon. I would probably say somewhere around May or April to get the Super Evolution for the Odins. I think they're going to get reworked because I think, you know, the Odins definitely need a rework. Their skills are not really the greatest. Very outdated, I would say, but still solid. The Dark One's still very usable for arenas, so something to consider. Mini Eevee, you do have a light wild thing. You could definitely use her. The dark wild thing is really good for the Dimension Defense Dungeon once again, you know, so you can definitely build her up. You do have a light Hana. Okay, that's no big deal. Not built, but that's okay. Same thing with the Loki. But I can definitely see you focus more on Titans, which is totally awesome. Alright, let's go ahead and try and see your dark trophies here. Ooh, right off the bat, I'm eyeing something very nice here. We'll get to her here soon. Alright, so you do have a dark wild thing. Awesome. She's really good. She does have the Crisis Aversion leader skills, so basically minus 20% chance to crit rate. So very good. You can use her on the light Apophis event every Friday. Pretty good. You have a dark Yuki as well. What are her stats? Did you fully skill book her? You did. Perfect. That's awesome. You're going to be hitting really, really hard. I think you're rocking attack crit rate again, which is totally okay. If you can, though, I would rock either attack crit damage if you can, or HP attack because your HP is pretty low. But I guess if you're only using her for a nuking type thing, you're okay. Because the only reason why I say that is because your defense is really, really bonkers low. You're only rocking 4,000 defense. And as a dark type, she's pretty glassy. So I would say probably, you know, do HP attack if you can. That might help you survive a little bit more if you find yourself kind of dying, or I'm not sure how much you use her if you use her in arenas, but something you could do to improve on her as well. So crit damage and crit rate, 100% chance to crit rate on your Dark Kraken, pretty nice. Solid defense, nice. And let's move to your trophy here. I'm gonna skip some of these because some of them are gonna be meh. Well, your Dark Syria, your Dark Syria, definitely build her up again for the Dark Dimension Dungeon, or not Dark Dimension, Dark Defense. I can't even say that right. I just call it the Triple D Dungeon, the Dimensional Defense Dungeon. There you go. Battle Rush, really good skill to have, and Elemental Edge, really good. You can use her as a nice snooker because she is a dark type against any one of the Apophis variants. So Mona too, really good. Let's go ahead and check her out though, because I'm really interested in Hohenheim. Hohenheim right now is a huge nuker for the Light Dimension Dungeon. So 3-star skill Predator and 5-star skill Hunter. You're definitely going to want to go for as much crit rate as possible to make use of that Hunter skill. And I did see you have 90% chance to crit rate, which is very nice. You don't need to build the crit damage on the dark one if you don't want. And I can see you're building attack crit rate again, which again is alright, no big deal. But if you ever find better gems with better crit rate substats, you could definitely rock HP attack on her as well to make sure that she lives a little bit better, or defense attack. But to maximize her damage, you're always going to go for attack crit damage. So, but you know, like I said, it all depends on your gems. But I will say you do have very nice gems on all of these. So, I mean, look at that resist, guys. 81% chance to resist. You can't say that that's not a very well built mon, so really good. You do have a Dark Tina as well. Yo, all of these Dark Mons, definitely build them for the Apophis dungeon right now. You'll use them from level 1 through 15 from what I've compiled information on, so definitely make sure you build them. Even your Dark Shura here, he's pretty good too right now because he'll heal himself, and if you got him built up with decent crit rate, he'll do his Hunter skill. So very good mons to build. Even Lucy. Lucy's a really hard-hitting mon right now as well on the Dark Dimension Dungeon. God, I can't say that right. The Dark Defense Dungeon. Defense Dimensional Dungeon. I can't say that. Just triple D. You do have a Mowgli too. Oh man, you have some pretty good mons. And I am eyeing the creme de la creme right here. Imperio and Griffin. 96% chance to crit rate with 27% crit damage, pretty good, and almost 9,500 attack, so pretty good. I think mine's rocking 12,000 attack, but that's because mine isn't a Zeal set. But really good Imperial there. You could definitely add some trinkets and relics. And I see you're just, you're not a big spender, which is great. Don't waste your money on that stupid freaking relic banner. I really hate the way that they changed the trinket system. It's completely locked behind a paywall now, which is really stupid bonkers, but you just gotta get lucky with the expeditions. You do have a Dark Odin built, but that's pretty good. The Dark Griffin, definitely make sure you build him. He's actually one of the hardest hitting mons right now in the Dimension Defense dungeon, so make sure you build him up. I rock mine really solid, and I barely used him this past week. I used him actually in the Light dungeon, and he did really good, the Light Apophis. So make sure you build him up. You do have a Dark Draka, so pretty good. She's also a pretty good debuffer for the new dungeon, Dimension Defense dungeon. So you do have a Dark Cupid. We're gonna see if you actually use him. Very good. I like to use mine in the Dragons dungeon because that shield is very nice. I can definitely see you're using him with some pretty nice HP there. 141,000 HP. That's solid. Definitely needs a little more resist, but it doesn't look like you're using him in too many places. Like I said, I noticed that, the mons that you do use, they're very well built, and that's exactly what you want to do. So, good job. You're doing a very good job with your mons. And we're going to go ahead and move on to your awesome Wood Titan team. You got a Wood Garuda, broken set. I'm going to say HP attack crit rate. So you got an attack, HP, and crit rate. Yep. So very nice sets on your Garudas. I think mine I'm rocking attack crit rate. But the Garuda does need a little bit more HP, so if you can get some better HP gems on him, you can do that. Alright, so this other one you're rocking defense, which is okay. Got attack and crit damage, but you could definitely use some crit rate. On the Wood Garudas, that's what you want to go for right there. 80% chance to crit rate on your Courageous Strikers, that's solid. You don't need to go for a 100% chance. What you want to do is you want to actually stack a little bit more attack. So if you were to give these two Garudas a little bit more attack on that same level of HP, I would say that you're doing really good. So you do have a Wood Omioji. That is nice. She recently had her skills changed, and she is now really good for the Water Titan. So very good mon to build for sure. Defense down, a Courageous Strike. She will also take advantage of Meowing's exposed weakness if you play the Meowings as your leader. So very good. I think she'll also take advantage if you have the Cura. So you can rock the Cura for the Wood or for the Water Titan. Excuse me. Let me go ahead and change the setup here, because I do see you have 4 Merlins, so that is going to be really nice for the Titan. And you're rocking, wow, 83% chance to resist. So you must be using him in the front lane, I'm assuming. And you do have the set from Excalibur. And you have a Dark Persephone set on him for a little bit more resist. So you're rocking a 66% chance to resist. So not bad, pretty good. Attack, assuming you're rocking attack crit rate again, which is, again, one more time, pretty good, guys. He's rocking it on a Ruin set, and that's what you want to do. Like I said, you could definitely rock attack crit damage though on him, but I can see maybe you're just considering your HP pool, but I think you're good with 50,000 HP. Merlin though, I will say shoot for 6,000 defense, especially if you're using him in the front lane. But to be honest with you, let me check out your Evo 2s. Let's see what you got here. Crit rate, you got really low resist in your Merlin, so I'm guessing you're using these two in the back and the Evo 3s in the top lane. I would say you might do better if you put these two guys in the top lane and put your 2 Evo 3s on the back lane, because they'll actually do more damage. So what I would do is I would switch the gems from... It's tough to say that because, I know you're going to feel like you're sacrificing a lot. Like, keep your relics on him, but switch your gems. Give, let's see what this guy's got for stats. Alright, so you could probably give this gem set to this Merlin, since they have the same gem setup. And this one's also triangle. This one you might have a little bit of a tough time changing them, but I think you could you know, improve one of these gems and give them to this Merlin here. So what you want to do is you want to give the max resist or all that high resistance to these two and put these two up top, and then you want to do the gems with the low resist in the back. You're definitely going to need the resist up top, but I think you're going to get a little bit more damage if you put the two Merlins in the back, the two Evo 3 Merlins in the back, because like, you know, they'll have a little bit more pool to last, or like, you know, stats to last in the back lane a little bit longer, so you can push your back lane way higher by having those two in the back lane. So something to improve on there. I do see you have your Hanas. Let's see how you built your Hanas. This one's definitely rocking recovery, so very nice. So HP, recovery. Okay. Alright. HP defense. Recovery, HP defense. Perfect. That's what I like to run. Just make sure that your gems have at least a little bit of recovery on them. So that's pretty good. Recovery, attack, HP resist, crit damage. I would try to find a replacement for this one. Maybe try to get some defense. Defense, recovery, resist, and attack. Not bad. I see. So you went for the resist on that gem. So that's okay. No problem. Resist, recovery, attack. So same thing. Little changes here and there. I'm sure you can find some maybe like a little bit better gems. You know, HP defense, recovery is okay on the Hanas, like I said. But you could also rock HP, recovery, as long as the recovery gems have high defense substats. Once again, not comparing, but if you look back at Jeffrey DPS's account, he had recovery gems with really high defense, so that's something that you can do to kind of balance out your Mon, which is very, very good, because as the later you get into Titans, you'll see that your Mons don't really need a huge health pool, and you're going to want your healers to heal up your monsters to full right away. So make sure that you stack a little bit of recovery. It does go a long way when you're trying to survive in the later levels of Titans. So something to improve on there for sure. I do see you rocking those max resists where they need to be, so that's okay. Your fourth one here you haven't really focused on, but that's okay. Looks like it's still work in progress. And ooh, look at that, the Pinos. All right, you're definitely rocking them. They were very, very good before. You know, if you didn't have a Wood Merlin, he was like your go-to guy. But now with the Wood Merlins, basically you have 4 of them, so you don't even use them anymore. So that's okay. Alright, moving on to your water one. You do have a water bast. Way to go. She is really good in the Dimension Defense Dungeon again, so make sure that you use her for sure. If you can pick up another one, she'll be really, really good for you on the Fire Titan team. I can tell that you don't really have a Fire Titan team, so let's go ahead and check out your team. Yeah, they're only level 50. They're not really leveled up. That's okay. You do have a water battle runner though, so I'll go ahead and check her out. 93% chance to crit rate. Low attack though, so I'm assuming you're rocking attack, crit rate, attack. One more time. Yep, that's okay. Oh, crit rate, attack, crit damage. All right, not bad. I mean, I guess you're sacrificing a little bit of attack. I actually would go for attack, crit rate on her instead of the crit damage. It seems like you're going to be losing a little bit of damage because you're not, you know, you're giving up a lot of that crit damage, but the attack is what you're going for, since you're only going to be utilizing the Courageous Strike like almost every other turn. So what you want to do is you want to make it so that every time you do hit the Titan, you're hitting with like as much attack as you can, because the Courageous Strike is going to scale your HP, your attack based on your HP. So you want to have more attack on your Balrona versus crit damage. So crit rate, attack is where I would go with her instead of crit rate, attack, crit damage. You can switch out the gem, test it out, see how much, if you see any improvement in your damage. If you do, then go ahead and keep it. If you think that, you know, you didn't get that much damage increase, you know, put back the crit damage gem. There's nothing you can do that is going to hurt your account by doing that one small little change. So you do have a water acer, crit damage, crit rate, and recovery. I would try to find a better gem, but that's pretty good right there. She is on a life set, or not a life set, a broken set, but you could go for a life set. I actually would like to go for a water acer with a life set. Crit rate, defense, recovery. That's okay, pretty good there. And let me guess, crit rate, yep, defense, resist, HP, and recovery. That's okay. I would definitely try to build my Acer a little bit better. I feel like she's got okay attack, but you could definitely shoot for a little bit more. You definitely have to finish leveling that gem up, which is okay. I would try to find a 5-star relic for her. don't sleep on your water Acer. She's way better than your Balrona. I'll tell you that much right now. You know, double Courageous Strike. Unfortunately, you know, Balrona used to be the go-to from Heroes Festival. If you didn't have her, you were kind of screwed. But with Acer being a double Courageous Striker, she's going to deal a little bit more damage. So I would invest more on the Evo 2 Water Acer versus the Balrona. Even though the Balrona is still very usable, your Acer will actually out-damage your Evo 3 Balrona. You know, something to think about for the future there. You are rocking some Nukadins. Do you have recovery? Oh, yes, he does. Yeah, this is what you need on your Bass. Bass does not heal very well, so you'll need some extra recovery. So HP, Rec is what I assume you're rocking. Recovery. Nice. And more recovery. Perfect. Okay, that's what you want to run on a Bass for sure. That's very good. You do have a Water Indra as well, and looks like HP attack crit rate. Defense attack crit rate. Oops, I'm clicking all over the place here. Let's see, HP crit rate. So yep, okay. You could actually do HP attack crit rate on him instead, but that defense is pretty nice, so if it works for you, that's okay. Another 4-star relic there, that's okay too. Not bad. Yeah, definitely, you know, you have some extra spare ones. Make sure you use those on some of those Dark Mounts that I just mentioned. You definitely want to use them in the Dark Dimension dungeon for sure. Ooh, look at that. Variant Fire Draka. Very nice. Ooh, really nice stats here too. On a Convection set, perfect. 85% chance to resist. She's definitely your go-to mon for arenas. I can definitely tell that. Make sure you super ascend her. She's definitely really good right now in the Dark Dimension defense as well. Puncture does work, like I said, in the first like 15 levels, so definitely something you guys can work towards. Fire Draka is somebody that is very viable. I have 3, so I have been using her in my teams, and in the first 15 levels she does do a fairly decent amount of damage, so I can definitely say that you most definitely go for the Wood Titan. But your Scheherasade's not built, so that's okay because she's actually not that great. It's sad that you already fed somebody to her, but that's okay. You can definitely finish building her up. But I would probably use any more Scheherasades that you get. Build the water one now. The water one is going to be basically a staple mon for the Dark Dimension defense dungeon, and I assume that once you're done with Titans, or once you get bored with Titans, you will move on to that dungeon. So something to keep in mind, build a water one. You're going to want at least 3 water Scheherasades. Crit rate, so pretty nice on this Woojin as well. Not bad, you know, really good substats for an Evo 2 to be rocking 8,000 attack. That's pretty good. I'm assuming that he's probably going to be hitting 9,500 or 9,000. Yeah, 9,500 when he gets the Evo 3, so that's pretty good. It's around a solid like 20% chance or 20% increase in stats whenever you Evo 3 them on, so something to keep in mind. You do have a Fire Poseidon variant. That's very nice, very lucky. Very good for the back lane too, or the front lane. He is an attack crit rate, I think too. He got his skills changed, so he's actually very good now as well. And if you don't have a Fire Woojin, the Fire Poseidon can work really well for you as well, but I do like the Woojin instead because he's got weaken on a 3-star skill. But Neptune or Poseidon is a pretty good choice. Lots of Fire Shinobis here. Looks like you got 8,000 attack on this guy, so same thing, attack crit rate is okay. I'm just going to try to hurry up through some of these because I just noticed we've been in here for quite a bit, and I don't want to burn you too long, and I do want to show at least your Water Titan team, or your Water Titan team or your Wood going up against the Water Titan. So Bastion set on him with decent stats, not too bad. You are almost finished with him. You need 2 more, that's okay. 100% chance to crit rate, crit damage, and attack. Let's see, really good crit rate gem there, or crit rate subset I should say. Attack, a little bit more crit rate. I would go for a little bit more resist on my Fire Shinobis because it'll just help you survive a little bit better, I think. Especially if the ones that you're using in the back lane, I think are probably going to need a little bit of resist. but I guess the Wood Titan really doesn't do too much, so I think you're okay actually with these. I like to use my Shinobis in the Dark Titan sometimes because he is pretty good there with the attack down in case either Venus or the Hana don't land it. Or if you don't have another Crazy Striker, you could definitely build them for that as well. Alright, so you do have a Fire Wukong Evo 3 as well, with another 4 or 3 at Evo 2. That's pretty good as well. Always working on them, that's great. 100% chance, 109. I can't really do math tonight, guys. Sorry about that. 99% chance of crit rate, 40% chance of crit damage on a broken set. You're basically rocking a ruin set. That's pretty good. This is the attack that I would like to see on a lot of your Crazy Strikers. That is very, very good. So definitely work towards that. Another high attacker right here. Very nice. I would say probably try to give some of these gems to your Shinobis. I know that sounds really strange, but think about it like this. You're doing defense down in a 3-star skill versus getting that massive hit right off the bat as soon as the Titan's out. So prioritize stacking stats on your Fire Shinobis, because they're going to be hitting, and believe it or not, the more damage than the Wukongs. The Wukongs are SP hogs though, so that works out okay with them later on, especially in the back lane. But I would try to build your Fire Shinobis a little bit better. What do you got here for your Cernunnos? Cernunnos is very good. Looks like you're rocking HP defense again. I would throw, again, you know, a recovery gem on them. You want your Cernunnos to heal up your team to full, especially if you're using them in the back lane with a Pixie. Do you have Pixies? I forgot to check and see if you have any Pixies. Ooh, you do not. Oh, okay, you do have Pixies. Never mind. For a second I was going to say you don't have any Pixies, you know. I saw you had 2 Cherry Ants as well, so if you don't have Pixie, you could definitely use the Cherry Ants, but it looks like you do have a decent amount of Mons to use for the Wood Titan, so pretty good. Alright guys, I think that's it for this showcase. I'm definitely pretty content with the gem setups you have. Attack crit rate is A-okay, and that's very, very good. Definitely go for a little bit more crit damage wherever you can, but I mean, there's always room for improvement. Like, even my account is not going to be, you know, completely broken, but I think you're doing pretty good on your account. Definitely try to build some of those healers, I would say, to like HP defense recovery, because that recovery will come in very, very handy for you. While I'm here, I am going to collect your little, what do you call it, this little present thing from the bonus. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave you guys off here. Johncap, you did really good on your account. I think you're doing phenomenal. I think that you definitely have a little bit of improvement with your healers, but I think overall most of your Mons are fairly well built, at least for the current state of Titans. But if you want to push a little bit more, I would definitely invest a little bit more in my healers. With that said, let's go ahead and try and see if you can do 120. Not 1,120, 120. Let's go ahead and try and see what you can do on the Water Titan with that Wood 4 Merlin Wood team. But yeah, I think my biggest recommendation to you right now would be to swap the gems and drop these 2 Merlins in the back. You'll see a pretty decent difference in the amount of damage that you do. I know that I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to go for higher stats on your top lane because the top lane is like harder, but the Evo 3 Merlins are going to do way more damage in the back lane versus the top lane, so something to consider. I would say try to get, you have 3 baby sharks, so you could throw your baby shark in here instead of the mini cap, but I see what you're doing there. You're trying to drop the exposed weakness, but you have to think about it like this. The only other person taking that exposed weakness is going to be the Garuda if the 2 Wood Merlins do not take it. So also it's going to be really tough, but you will need maybe like 1 or 2 Wood Bass. So if you pick up a Wood Bass, they'll actually be way better than the Hanas on this spot. Ideally, you want a Wood Bast here, 2 Merlins, and then either Hana right here, and that should be okay. But I see what you're doing there. You're trying to go for a little bit more attack up. But the way that things work with the mini cat, sometimes, you know, your Hana will steal the exposed weakness from this side. So it's not necessarily a good thing to rock the Hanas. I see what you're doing though. You kind of just want that resist down so you can land your attack downs, which is okay, but room for improvement. I do like this setup here in the back lane. That's what you want to do. If you want to try something else, if you ever get a water Cura, I don't know if you have any water Curas. I forgot to check and see if you have any. I don't think you do. No, you do. You have two. Okay, you're working on them. That's pretty good. Once you get a variant water Cura, replace them here, because believe it or not, your water Curas, especially if you build them tanky, like HP defense recovery, like I said, with decent defense substats, it doesn't matter too much about the resist against the water dungeon here. The only thing you're fighting off really is just seal from him, but that's about it. But the having the water Curas here with the attack down leader skill is way better than the enemy defense down here. So same thing with the Hanas. Like I said, this is what you want here on your left, maybe with a Cura. But if you find a wood bast, put the wood bast here. And put the Hana on this end right here, and put your two Merlins down here. That will definitely maximize your damage, and you'll see a huge improvement from like 100 million to like, I don't know, close to 210, 220 million, just because you'll have a little bit better setup, and the wood bast will give you attack up, so you won't need the baby shark there, and the Hana will be there for the attack down and the defense up. So but overall, I do like your wood Garudas. I think you definitely can get a little bit more damage out of them, but I can see where you're going for that. If you really want to, you could put recovery, so HP recovery on both of these Hanas, since the Water Titan does not hit very hard in the back. And that might also give you a little bit more damage and survivability, but you know, something that you could do in the future to give it a try. Also, the mini cat is really easy to get a variant level 6. So if you find a variant level 6, make sure that you feed these two. That way you maximize your defense down. Because right now you're only 30% on this one here, and you know, I know it's all chance whether or not you pull a variant mini cat from, like, you know, your summons, but if you ever do, make sure you feed it to him. That extra 5% really does amount to an extra, like, you know, 10 million or so. It seems like a small change, but it does matter in a big way. So with that said, guys, it's been really good to review John's account. Escanor Leon is a very good Titan clan, so if you're you know, interested in joining them as well, make sure you hit them up. They did a really good job with their Titans. I like their setup. Their gems are really good. Broken sets are always better than bonus sets if your stats are better. So with that said, make sure you hit a like on this video, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and of course stick around for some more Monster Super League content, as that will be coming out here in the next couple of weeks, and we'll be bumping up and stepping up on the video production. So thank you guys for watching. I will catch you all on the next video.